says out of total of 120 musicians in a club, 5% can play all the three instruments. So the question specifically talks about three activities, yeah, three things here, because three instruments are given. So Venn diagram in three sets, we'll see here that the three instruments are guitar, violin and flute. This is given to us. Out of total 120 musicians in the club, so you have total 120 musicians in the club, 5% can play all the three instruments. Now what is 5% of 120? If you want to calculate, we can write 5 upon 100 into 120. This is what is 5% of 120. 26 are 25 are 5 se 5 cancel, you're left with 6 only. That means specifically they are saying that there are 6 number of musicians who can play any two, all the three. This 5%, this is given to you as 5% of 120. So 6 musicians can play all the three. It so happens that the number of musicians who can play any two and only two of the above instrument is 30. Any two and only two of the above. That means they are talking about E2, and this E2 is 30 here. That means this and this data is combined is equal to 30. Number of musicians who can play guitar alone is 40. Now this is given as guitar alone is given as 40 here. What is the total number of those who can play violin alone or flute alone? That means we need this and this data combined, this alone and this alone. That means we need these two datas that are there. Out of the total, yeah, 5% can play all the three, guitar, violin and flute. It so happens that the number of musicians who can play any two and only two of the above instrument is 30. So any two and only two of the above is 30. Number of musicians who can play guitar alone is 40. So this is given to you. We need to find this data. What is the total number of those who can play violin alone or flute alone? So this and this हमें निकालना है. Total musicians दिए हैं 120 here. So 120 musicians are given here in this question. Now let's see how we'll proceed with this particular kind of question here. Now see, one thing is all the musicians are given here. If all of these are musicians, what we can safely assume is they might be playing one or the other instrument here. That means I can write this value as 0. Now can I say sum of all the data that is given here should be equal to 120? Now sum of all the data would be, if I combine these three data, this is equal to E2, this is what is E3, this is what is E0, and this combined is what is E1. So can I say E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus E0 is equal to total, that is 120. What is E0? This is E0. What is E1? E1 is this 40 plus question mark plus question mark. We are supposed to find this question mark only. Combined, I am calling them as question mark. Combined, these three are E1. Combined, these three dash are E2, and this is what is E3. So let's write E1 as it is. E2 is what is given to you as 30. E3 is given to you as 6. E0 is 0, and this is 120. If I add these two, this is what is they are needing. E1 separately would be equal to this 40 plus question mark that I am supposed to calculate. So this is 36. E1 ko I am writing as 40 plus question mark that I am supposed to calculate plus 36 is equal to 120. Let's do it here. So question mark that you are supposed to calculate plus 40 and 36, you have 76 is equal to 120. This question mark is 120 minus 76. This is what is needed here. So this will be equal to 44. So 44 is the combined value of this and this. इसको 2 into question mark नहीं लिख रहा है. This is the combined value of these two. So what is the total number of students who can play violin alone and flute alone, this alone and this alone will be equal to sum of all this, which is 44 here. ध्यान रखना है in 3 sets वाला Venn diagram, lately they are not asking, but earlier they used to ask, and sum of all of these data will be equal to the total number of people involved here in this activity.